Hey everybody, so we got yet another commentary or kind of discussion video for this week, and I wanted to take things in a little bit of a different direction. My last three videos I've done this style, the Sony video, the Ubisoft video, and then the one about the broader games industry, were all predominantly negative. Actually, the Sony and Ubisoft videos weren't predominantly negative, they were entirely negative, and then the one about the games industry as a whole wasn't really negative so much as it was just very critical. Anybody who watches my normal videos that I make on just specific games knows that I tend to be fairly positive about video games as a whole. And I kind of wanted to make a video that was, I think, a little more in line with that. Now, I'm not really blindly positive about the games industry. I'm very critical of a lot of the wider practices in it. But I'm not really like a doomer about it or like super bitter. My perspective is more like, hey, it's making these mistakes, and here's what needs to be done to fix these mistakes, as opposed to just, oh, it's fucked and video games are dead. And no matter how bleak things overall are in the industry, I think that, there's always gonna be good stuff out there. And so I wanted to make a video that was about some good stuff that is coming out, games that I have my eye on and am at least, if not outright really excited for, pretty curious about, and interested to see more of. So I wanted to start off rattling off a big old long list of indie games, independent video games that are coming out that I think look really cool. Right off the bat, we got, what was it called? Wizardum? The like, Dungeons and Dragons looking shooter. That looks really cool. That's an early access. And on that note, also Sulaco looks abso-fucking-lutely incredible. Really excited for that game to fully release. I don't know if you could consider this a boomer shooter, more boomer shooter adjacent, but Fallen Aces looks great, as does Gloomwood. We got Effigy, a really cool N64 looking like horror shooter. Divine Frequency, then you also got Relentless Frontier, The Age of Hell. Supplice looks awesome. Psycho Patrol R, the next game from the dude who did Cruelty Squad, that looks like that's shaping up to be really cool. I'm moving a little bit away from boomer shooters now. Also Athanasia, the dinosaur MSim, looks really cool. Stuff like Lake Haven, Post-Trauma, that Polish game, Holston, they all look great. We got this other one, it's called Endless Blue, Eternal Blue, Ocean Blue, something blue. It's a survival horror game with a PS2 graphical style. Compound Fracture, it's like a survival horror boomer shooter hybrid with dinosaurs. That looks fucking great. Yeah, man, there's just a lot of cool stuff coming out of independent developers. I'm really into car combat games, so Wreckage looks amazing. That was at the PC Game Show. It's another car combat game. I'll put a fucking picture up of it. I'm forgetting the name of it right now, but yeah, and then New Blood's making their car combat game. There's a ton of indie CRPGs coming out, action RPGs coming out, like Nightmare Operator and Beta Decay, I think it's called. There's this really cool dungeon crawler coming out. It's like a dungeon crawler survival horror. I think it's Labyrinth of the Demon King. That game looks fucking sick. There's just, man, there's the new game that the Hotline Miami dudes are working on. I think it's called Sector X. I really want to know more about that because Hotline Miami 1 and 2, both of those are literally two of my favorite games that I've ever played. Oh, almost forgot. Speaking of which, here's a little bit of a plug, but on the topic of indie boomer shooters and upcoming indie games that look cool, I did a stream recently on a sort of boomer shooter Vampire Survivors hybrid called Bloodshed. I thought it was pretty fun when I played it on stream. I got some problems with it. Actually, really, I only got one problem, which is that I did think it was really, really way too easy. I don't know if they plan on the later levels to be really hard or for there to be like a difficulty selection or whatever, but I'm just talking my experience, what I played in the demo. It was fun, but it was really, really easy. So, but I mean, hey, the demo is up, so you can go check it out yourself. The first big game that I want to talk about, now this is going to be the sole bit of negativity in this video because I'm not really excited for this game so much as I'm just curious about it, and that's Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Now, I played the original Bloodlines, Jesus, Actually, it might have been about 10 years ago now. Either 9 or 10 years ago. Fuck, I can't believe I'm old enough now to say shit like that. Anyway, I played it a while ago, at this point I'm trying to make, and I had very mixed feelings on it. The way I always explain it to people is I thought that game was a piece of shit. Like, it was fucking terrible. But I also thought it was a masterpiece. And I think anybody who has played that game... I played it unpatched. I didn't download any of the fan patches or anything like that because I'm kind of a purist when it comes to first playthroughs, you know? So, I just went with the unpatched base release version, which was kind of a mistake. But, yeah, anybody who's played that game, I think, can tell you if they're going to be really unbiased. The stuff that game does good, it does better than any other game has ever done it. That sounded weird. The stuff that game does good, it does better than literally any other game that's ever come out, but the stuff that it does bad, it does pretty much worse than any other game that's ever come out. It's a real thing of extremes. So when they first announced Bloodlines 2, I kind of shit myself because I was like, holy fuck. What if they can make a game that's just the things that were amazing about the first Bloodlines and none of the stuff that was terrible? That'll be great. And then I kind of shit myself again when they canceled it. I was like, oh, fuck. And then they re-announced it, and I shit myself again. Because I was like, oh, shit, it's not dead. It's coming back. And then they showed off the gameplay, and I kind of unshit myself. Like, I sort of absorbed it all back in. And the reason I say that is because it's not like the gameplay looked bad necessarily, but it did not look like anything that is what people liked about the original Bloodlines. It didn't look like an open-ended role-playing game. It looked like a linear narrative adventure, which is in line with the new studio and the new vision and everything, but it's just, again, it's like, man, that's not what we were excited about when they said, hey, Bloodlines 2, by the way. We were like, oh shit, another really open-ended RPG? And then they were like, yeah, and then like 3 years later, they're like, nah, just kidding, actually, it's a fucking, linear adventure game, and we're just like, huh? What? Why would you do that? And I mean, ultimately, I'm just sitting there like, who is this game really geared towards? It doesn't look like Bloodlines. It looks like that other fucking game they did. What was it called? Swan Song? Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song? It looks like that. So I'm just sitting here like, why even call it Bloodlines 2 at this point? And it just, like I said, it doesn't look bad. I'm probably still going to get it and play it, but man, it does not look like what I had hoped out of a Bloodlines game. And the fucking one of the devs even said, oh, people shouldn't be expecting a sequel to Bloodlines. They should be expecting more of like a loose successor. And I'm like, then why the fuck even call it Bloodlines 2, my man? The shit don't check out. But it is what it is. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to watch this video who've seen that gameplay that probably have much stronger opinions on it than I do. Like I said, I was never really part of the VTMB really dedicated cult following. I appreciate a lot of shit about that game. I think there's a lot of really impressive shit about that game. And I'm sure that if I played the patched version, I'd probably love it, and I plan to play the patched version eventually, but it's like, you know, I played the unpatched version. If you play the unpatched version, man, you see the devil. You see the devil, and he don't look pretty. You know? But, so that's Bloodlines 2. Sole bit of negativity. Not really excited for it. More just curious how it's going to turn out. But the next game, and this next one I'm not going to spend a lot of time on because it comes out really soon. I think it might be out by the time this video comes out. I'm not sure. I don't know the exact date, just that it comes out really soon. But Stalker 2, man. I mean, come on. We've been waiting for that shit forever. And the wait for Stalker 2 has been a fucking roller coaster ride, dude. I don't think this might be the first game I've ever heard of where they made the development through getting their country getting fucking invaded. That's insane. One of the developers literally died in what has become the largest military engagement of the 21st century. That's not something that a lot of other game dev teams can say. But other than that, I mean, the game looks great. I'm a big Stalker fan. My profile picture is an old school Stalker meme. My channel banner used to be Stalker concept art. I love Stalker. I love those games. And a new one, hell yeah. And especially because of how faithful the gameplay looks to the originals. Like, shit, man. I'm fucking for it. It looks great. So, Stalker 2, bring it on. More than likely going to make a video on it, so excited about that. This next game that I'm looking forward to, I have a little bit of mixed feelings about, okay? And it's GTA 6. Now, in terms of the game itself, I think it looks great. I mean, it's Rockstar. I don't think Rockstar's had a swing and a miss ever. You can say the GTA Definitive Edition trilogy, because from what I understand, that was a huge pile of shit, but they didn't develop that. They just licensed it out to another company to develop. But Rockstar themselves, their development studios, like, they've never made a bad game. At least not that I'm aware of. So I'm excited about it in that sense. And I like the prospect of playing as a big booty Latina woman running around fucking southern Florida. Like, that's pretty cool. I vibe with that. But the things that and the guy looks cool too, I guess. But the thing that I don't really vibe so much with is the budget. Because I don't know if y'all have seen it, but the budget for that motherfucker, they're saying they allocated $2 billion to go into that bitch. $2 billion. And now remember what I said about in the last discussion video. I said, hey man, like these budgets we're working with, they're getting a little too high up there. Y'all, this is a highway straight to hell. You know, this is prioritizing short-term growth over long-term stability. It's riding like lightning and it's gonna crash like thunder. It's not gonna lead. It's not the future. It's not gonna lead to anything good with video games. Trust me. And that's one of two things I see happening with GTA 6. Game looks great. I'm kind of concerned about what its impact on the industry will be. And running around as a big-bootied Latina woman, man, that I'm excited about that in particular, and I think a lot of guys are. I don't know what it is. Something about that just appeals to us. They should get some experts to look into that. I'm sure there could be a really fascinating sociological study on that phenomenon. I look forward to the data coming out on that. Anyway, next game. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on this one, but the new Bioshock. They haven't said anything about it other than that it exists, so not really a lot to go off of, but I like Bioshock. I've never actually beaten Bioshock 1, but I liked what I played of it. I loved Bioshock 2. Bioshock Infinite, I'm more mixed on. I loved the gameplay, and I thought the story was absolutely terrible. But I love some Shock games, you know. Hey, is System Shock 3 ever gonna come out? Is that still alive? Is, you know, all that shit. Oh, Judas, Ken Levine's new game, and also Perfect Dark as well. Oh, man, rest in peace, Deus Ex, because that looks like Deus Ex. Fuck, man. Now I'm sad. Whatever. New Bioshock, Judas, Perfect Dark, those games all look cool. And this last little section I'm going to dedicate in this video is going to be the long shot games. And what I mean by long shot games is the games that either are rumored to be coming out or that we know are coming out, but they just haven't been officially announced yet. So the very first one that comes to mind for this one is there's apparently at Microsoft a new Shadowrun in development, and I love me some motherfucking Shadowrun, y'all. I never played the originals on like the SNES, and then the first one I ever played was the shitty shooter on 360. But the year I got out of high school, I got and played the first two, and then the third one came out the next year. And I played them all through, like, straight, like, just all three of them. So Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, Shadowrun Hong Kong. I loved all those fucking games. I hope the new one is a CRPG still. But I'm looking forward to more Shadowrun. I hope it's not a shooter. I hope it's not like the 360 one, you know? But, yeah, more Shadowrun, that's always good with me. Doom the Dark Ages looks cool. Mafia the Old Country. These aren't really long shot games, but I'm just putting in games that I forgot to mention earlier. Another sort of more of a long shot game. I mentioned this in my last video, but there's rumors that they brought back Ito and Yamaoka at Konami to work on a new mainline Silent Hill game alongside Townfall and Silent Hill F, both of which I'm interested in. But man, if they got the OG boys back to ride again into the foggy town of Silent Hill, fuck, man, like, I'm all aboard. I'll eat that shit up. Resident Evil 9 got leaked a while ago. I still need to catch up. I haven't played Resident Evil 8 or the remake of 4, but I'm excited for 9. Resident Evil is my favorite video game series ever, so pretty into that. The new Battlefield, I'm cautious about, because, man, 2042 was, well, it was Battlefield 2042. That needs no explanation. But if they can bring it back, I'd be happy for that. I love me some Battlefield. We know about the next 4 Call of Duties. If you pay attention to Call of Duty leaks, we know that 25 is going to be a remake / sequel to Black Ops 2. COD 26 is going to be, I think, Modern Warfare 4. And then COD 27 is going to be like Advanced Warfare 2 or something. I still like Call of Duty. I don't play it as much as I used to, but I still buy the new one every year and play it for a couple of months before inevitably they fuck it to hell with like microtransactions and battle passes, and then I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'm not really into this anymore. And also the fucking file size balloons to like 80 billion gigs. So, and also I hate Warzone, but I still like playing, you know, the regular multiplayer and seeing what they've changed from year to year. So yeah, those are all of the for that last section, the kind of long shot games that I'm excited for. But there's one more. There's one more game that I want to talk about in this section and in this video. It's the big one, boys and girls, and this is the big one, boys and girls. I've been real cynical about this series for a real long time. It's the sole bit of heartless cynicism I've allowed myself over the years with regards to video games, but man, it's looking like we might finally be at the other end of the tunnel. Y'all, we might actually be on the cusp of a new Half-Life. I don't know if they're going to call it Half-Life 3. I don't know if they're going to call it Half-Life X. I don't know if they're going to call it John Half-Life. They could call it Half-Life Combat Evolved. I don't know what the fuck they're going to call it. They could just call it Half-Life. It's been 20 years since the last one. They could just do that games industry thing where they say, it's not Half-Life 3, it's just Half-Life. I don't know. But y'all, we might be about to get a new Half-Life game. And not like VR tech demo bullshit, like an actual fucking game that like 90% of people can conceivably and realistically play. And man, if they do that, if they make a new Half-Life, if I see Half-Life 3, holy son of a shit, that'd be crazy. I want to pick up that crowbar again. I want to break some boxes. I want to kill some head crabs. I want to do all that. I'm fucking ready for it. Bring it on, please. Like, shit. A new Half-Life would be baller, and especially like a whole new fucking era of Half-Life mods, y'all. A whole new generation of people making mods for Source 2, using those assets and on that infrastructure. Dude, Jesus Christ. I mean, that'd be insane. That'd be insane. So if this shit is legit and we actually get a Half-Life 3, fucking hell, man. That's gonna be insane. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. That's pretty much everything that I've been excited for with video games. There's a lot that I'm excited for, a lot that I'm looking forward to, not to mention the myriad games that are already out that I haven't played. I've got a backlog the size of fucking China at this point. Is China? No, Russia's the biggest company. I almost said biggest company, biggest country. I got a backlog the size of fucking Russia. I mean, all things considered, there's a lot to bitch about in video games right now. There's a lot to be cool with and enjoy. So that's everything that I'm looking forward to for video games. But let me know about y'all. Ultimately, this is a discussion video, so do some discussing in the comments below. What games are you guys excited for? So leave a comment. What game you're most anticipating, and also if you made it this far in the video, say Bloodlines 2 is going to be better than Bloodlines 1, haha, LMFAO. So yeah, let me know in the comments what game you're most excited for, and also don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and the YouTube outro algorithm stuff that you have to say at the end of every video. And also, just in general, a really big thank you to anyone who's watched this video, and especially a big thank you to the patrons over on Patreon: Spec Teams 1 Slingshots, Zorio the Gazer patron, Lev and Blue Yutsu, as well as the members here on YouTube, Saiga and Brigador24. Really appreciate y'all. Really appreciate everyone. That's all I got for this video. So other than that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.